Hey guys, Happy New Year. Wanted to go ahead and just talk about some of my favorite flashlights of all time, at least so far. I'm not a flashlight aficionado or anything like that, but I just wanted to just say some flashlights I really like and make some recommendations, as well as to talk about flashlights I don't like. So in general, there's some, well, I'll just go over it one by one and to go from there. Now, that being said, I don't have a lot of flashlights, but these are just kind of my favorites, or used to be my favorites, and then I'll talk about my favorite flashlight right here. Okay, so I actually really used to like this one a lot. This is actually one of my favorite flashlights, but I stopped using this because what I don't like about this is that it tends to just kind of fire off in your pocket. You know what I mean? You'll just like kind of like it'll just turn on its own, and that kind of sucked. But I like the form factor of this. I forgot what the name. Well, it's called the Fenix E02, but I don't use this anymore. So there's that. This flashlight, which is the Olight 13T EOS, I actually really like this flashlight. It's very basic, but it gets the job done. I liked it enough where I actually got 3 of them. But even this I don't use anymore. But I actually really like this flashlight. I mean, it's enough where obviously I bought 3 of them, but I don't like this either. This was a flashlight I heard about from the Survival Guy channel or something like that. And this actually seems pretty cool. It's pretty compact. However, what I don't like about this is that it's twisty. I have kind of come to realize I don't like anything where I have to use 2 hands for the flashlight, or like I don't like the twisty motions, and so I found I didn't really like this one. And this one was called the Lumintop EDC. The next flashlight is this one. I liked it because I'm like, dude, it looks so cool. It has like a gunmetal color, but again, it's another one of those twisties, and a twisty's kind of actually hard to explain, but a little bit annoying. And so because you're kind of like, I just found in general I don't like twisties. And then there's the Streamlight flashlight, the Microstream, which is basically, I don't know who copied who, but I think these guys copied these guys, but they're pretty much the same sort of flashlight, but I don't use this either. This actually, I really like this flashlight. It's very powerful, but I only really use this when like the power goes out or something like that, but I actually do use this quite often. I have this actually all the time near my desk, so when I need to look at something in pretty, like detail, like under a computer or under a desk or something like that, I will use this. This was actually supposed to be connected to I think it's around like a headband, but what I did was just kind of took this by itself. But this is actually a really powerful flashlight. I like this one. This is the Wurkos HD20. I don't know if they still make this anymore, but I really like this one, and I still always keep this at my desk. So down to the wire, the next flashlight I want to talk about, this is called the Manker E02 11. And it's funny because I heard about this. This is a very old one, but what's kind of cool about this is that the light comes out that way, and it's a simple press button. But for some reason, I just never got around to using this one either. Okay, so I would say these two are, well, no, this is my favorite flashlight, but I'll talk about it soon. This flashlight's actually conceptually pretty cool. This is the Olight IClip, but I don't like anything where, like, after a while, there's like buttons and certain configurations, and I just like flashlights where it's just a simple on-off, and I don't like it when there's a whole bunch of combinations. I used to have the Ravion flashlight. I don't have that anymore. I used to have a tin T2. That any sort of flashlight where you have to go through a bunch of different buttons, I don't like that. Or different, like, it's like, oh, well, there's like a red light, now there's like a white light, and now there's like a blinking light, and now there's like this light, and this. I just like I just like it simple. Like, this is like simple, on, off, on, off. You know what I mean? This is sort of the flashlights I like. This light's pretty cool, but I don't like how it's kind of like a proprietary sort of. Well, I mean, it's okay. But I find I never use this one either. This one is called the S2R Baton 2. But I would say and what I was using for a long time before I went and used this one was this one, which is actually the Sofirn SC13. I like it because it feels good in the hand, and it feels very ergonomic, and it's a simple on-off. Like, that's exactly what I like out of a flashlight, and it's quite powerful, and it's nice and compact. But what I find in general is this is the flashlight I use the most. I like it so much, I got like bunches of them, but the reason why I like this is that it's just a simple, like, that's how it works. You see that? It's just like literally like, it's so simple to turn on and off. And I know it's like, you know, but that's almost like a twisty, but it's not. Because a twisty, you're going like this, but this is just like, you know what I mean? And I just like how small this is. And whenever I travel and I'm in an airplane and it's super dark, you know, I just literally go in my pocket and just go boop, you know, or when I, sometimes I go pick up food downstairs, like anyone who's doing deliveries, I just, you know, it's super dark and then I use this, or early in the morning when it's dark and, you know, I just feel like getting a snack or something, just do this, you know what I mean? This is like one of the best flashlights ever. It weighs almost nothing. And I don't know, I just think it's awesome that you can just, but what's also kind of interesting about it is that it actually has a USB-A slot and it just goes slot right in the back. Now, I wish it was USB-C, but, you know, beggars can't be choosers. But in general, this is a dope flashlight. And I would say this is, right now, my favorite flashlight of all time, as of today.